Hello everyone and welcome back to the Young and the Restless channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more daily drama updates and spoilers. Your support truly means a lot and helps our channel grow every day. Now let's jump straight into today's exciting update. The next 2 weeks in The Young and the Restless promise a storm of emotional upheaval, shocking confrontations, and life-changing decisions as the residents of Genoa City find themselves pulled deeper into conflicts that could alter their futures forever. As June begins, the tension surrounding the Newman family reaches a boiling point when Victor Newman becomes determined to repair the cracks that have formed in his marriage to Nikki Newman. On the surface, his intentions appear sincere as he insists that he is willing to do whatever it takes to put their relationship back on solid ground. Yet beneath that promise lies a demand that immediately threatens to reopen old wounds. Victor makes it clear that if their marriage is going to survive, Nikki must end her friendship with Jack Abbott. It is a condition that strikes at the heart of Nikki's independence and loyalty, and one that she has no intention of accepting. As Nikki refuses to bend to Victor's wishes, another troubling issue continues to shadow her every move. Her severe headaches persist, growing more difficult to ignore with each passing day. Watching her mother struggle, Victoria Newman becomes increasingly concerned and urges Nikki to seek medical attention before those headaches reveal something far more serious lurking beneath the surface. Meanwhile, another complicated conversation unfolds as Sally Spectra sits down with Adam Newman to discuss her pregnancy. The discussion carries emotional weight, forcing both of them to confront difficult realities and uncertain possibilities. As Adam inevitably raises concerns about Billy Abbott, Sally finds herself stepping into Billy's defense, unwilling to let Adam's doubts define the situation. The conversation highlights the growing tensions between the people connected to her life and underscores how every decision she makes now carries even greater consequences. Across town, an entirely different mystery continues to deepen. At Noah Newman's recreation of the Shadow Room in Genoa City, Matt Clark finds himself face to face with fragments of a forgotten past. The atmosphere of the venue awakens something buried deep within him, triggering flashes of memory that leave him visibly shaken. Instead of providing answers, the memories only create more confusion, and Matt becomes increasingly disturbed as pieces of his old life emerge without any clear explanation. Nothing seems to fit together, and every clue only creates new questions. Despite the emotional turmoil, Matt remains determined to uncover the truth and connect the scattered fragments of his identity. The mystery surrounding Matt quickly becomes a source of conflict for the Newman family as Victor Newman and Nick Newman find themselves at odds over what should happen next. Matt's amnesia continues to complicate matters, especially because the man standing before them now appears vastly different from the person they once knew. The softer side he has been showing leaves everyone struggling to decide whether revenge is still justified or whether circumstances have changed everything. The debate between Victor and Nick grows more intense as each man views Matt's situation through a completely different lens. While questions of justice and accountability hang heavily in the air, another family conflict begins brewing elsewhere in Genoa City. Lily Winters finds herself clashing with Devin Winters in a confrontation fueled by frustration and personal boundaries. Devin remains deeply uncomfortable with Lily's renewed connection to Kane Ashby and does not hesitate to make his feelings known. However, Lily refuses to let anyone dictate her personal choices, and she firmly reminds Devin that her love life belongs to her and no one else. The confrontation serves as a powerful reminder that family bonds can be tested when personal happiness is at stake. As Lily continues navigating the complicated emotions surrounding Kane, an unexpected development arrives from Victor Newman himself. In a surprising move, Victor follows through on his end of the bargain connected to their fake kidnapping scheme. For weeks, questions lingered about whether Victor would actually honor his promise, but now he appears ready to deliver exactly what he pledged. Lily is stunned when Victor moves forward with giving her chancellor. The moment represents a major victory for her and validates the risks she has taken along the way. For Lily, it is more than a business acquisition. It is a chance to shape her own future on her own terms. The achievement offers a rare moment of triumph amid the chaos surrounding so many of Genoa City's residents, but even that victory may come with consequences she has yet to foresee. Elsewhere, professional opportunities begin reshaping lives when Dr. Stephanie Simmons learns that her name has been submitted for the open chief of staff position at Genoa City Memorial Hospital. Curious and surprised, Stephanie investigates the source of the recommendation and soon discovers that Nate Hastings is responsible. The revelation leads to a meaningful exchange between the two as Nate strongly encourages Stephanie to accept the position. His confidence in her abilities becomes impossible to ignore, and the possibility of stepping into such an important leadership role forces Stephanie to seriously consider the next chapter of her career. While Stephanie weighs her options, Victor Newman enjoys what he believes is another victory. Confident that he has successfully outmaneuvered Phyllis Summers, Victor carries himself with the satisfaction of someone who believes the battle is already won. But Phyllis is far from finished. Finding herself in another difficult position, she turns once again to Michael for legal assistance. Desperate circumstances push her back toward the very person she has relied on before, though Michael may not be eager to rescue her without first reminding her of the choices that led her back into trouble. At the same time, old secrets begin resurfacing for Holden Novak and Audra Charles. The reopening of the Shadow Room in Genoa City stirs emotions neither of them expected to revisit. While the venue's grand opening is intended to celebrate a fresh start, for Holden and Audra, it awakens painful memories tied to another Shadow Room from their past in Los Angeles. The memories are impossible to ignore because that location was the setting of a tragedy that changed both of their lives forever. It was there that Holden accidentally killed an art dealer while attempting to protect Audra. The incident led them down a dangerous path of secrecy, deception, and cover-ups that neither has fully escaped. Now, as the new Shadow Room prepares to welcome guests, those buried memories come rushing back. Holden and Audra find themselves forced into difficult conversations about what happened and the burden they have carried ever since. Despite the uncomfortable emotions and lingering guilt, both are expected to attend the grand opening, where the atmosphere may be filled with celebration for some but haunting reminders for them. As the story moves into the week of June 8 through June 12, major developments begin accelerating across Genoa City. Stephanie Simmons appears increasingly likely to officially accept the Chief of Staff position, a decision that could have a significant impact on the hospital's future. At the same time, she encourages Nate Hastings to return to practicing medicine as well, believing his skills and dedication are needed. Her encouragement may arrive at exactly the right moment because Genoa City is about to face a frightening medical emergency. Nikki Newman's ongoing headaches take a terrifying turn, leading to a serious medical crisis that sends shockwaves through those closest to her. What initially seemed like a troubling symptom now threatens to become something far more dangerous, leaving her loved ones desperate for answers and fearing the worst. The crisis places enormous emotional strain on the Newman family and serves as a stark reminder that some battles cannot be controlled through power, influence, or determination alone. While Nikki's health concerns escalate, Lily Winters faces another crossroads in both her personal and professional life. Devon's continued criticism of Kane Ashby pushes Lily closer to a decision that could dramatically reshape her future. The tension becomes exhausting, and Lily begins considering whether she should walk away from the Winters family company altogether. Rather than folding Chancellor into Winters as some might expect, she starts envisioning a completely different path. That vision includes keeping Chancellor independent and inviting Kane to help run it alongside her. The possibility represents both a professional gamble and a deeply personal statement about where her loyalties truly lie. Yet even as Lily contemplates this bold new direction, another obstacle emerges. Billy Abbott uncovers shocking information that could change everything. Whatever secrets Billy discovers appear significant enough to motivate him to pursue Chancellor for himself, setting the stage for another fierce corporate battle where ambition, betrayal, and personal history collide. As if the turmoil across Genoa City were not enough, Jack Abbott continues his relentless search for Diane Jenkins Abbott. Refusing to surrender hope, Jack remains determined to uncover the truth behind her disappearance no matter how difficult the journey becomes. New information arrives from his private investigator, offering fresh clues that may finally bring him closer to answers. Every lead carries the possibility of revealing where Diane has been or what happened to her. The investigation also raises troubling new questions about Patty Williams and whether she could somehow be connected to Diane's vanishing act. With each revelation, the mystery grows deeper and more dangerous, drawing Jack further into a search fueled by love, determination, and desperation. As secrets continue unraveling and hidden truths inch closer to the light, Jack's resolve only strengthens. No obstacle appears capable of stopping him, and he becomes willing to do whatever it takes to find Diane and bring her home. As these dramatic storylines collide over the coming weeks, Genoa City stands on the edge of emotional explosions, shocking revelations, and life-altering decisions that promise to leave no one untouched. The emotional storm surrounding Nikki Newman only grows darker as the days unfold, casting an uneasy shadow over everyone who loves her. What began as recurring headaches gradually transforms into a source of genuine fear, and the concern spreading through the Newman family becomes impossible to ignore. Victoria watches her mother with growing anxiety, noticing every moment of discomfort and every sign that something may be terribly wrong. Even Nikki herself, a woman who has faced countless battles throughout her life, finds it harder to dismiss the warning signs. The uncertainty becomes the most frightening part of all because no one knows exactly what they are facing. As the possibility of a serious medical condition looms in the background, family members who are often divided by conflict find themselves united by a shared fear of losing someone who has always been the heart of their family. The crisis serves as a painful reminder that no amount of wealth, influence, or determination can protect a person from the vulnerabilities of life. While Nikki's health becomes an increasingly urgent concern, Victor Newman finds himself wrestling with another challenge much closer to his heart. His desire to repair his marriage remains sincere, but his methods continue creating friction instead of healing old wounds. Victor cannot understand why Nikki refuses to distance herself from Jack Abbott, and the more he pushes the issue, the more resistance he encounters. What he sees as a necessary step toward rebuilding trust, Nikki views as an unreasonable attempt to control an important friendship. The emotional distance between them threatens to widen even as Victor insists he is fighting for their future together. Every conversation seems to circle back to the same painful disagreement, leaving both of them frustrated and emotionally exhausted. The situation becomes especially complicated because Nikki's health struggles make every argument feel more significant, as though precious time is being wasted on battles neither of them truly wants to fight. Across town, Sally Spectra finds herself navigating an emotional landscape filled with uncertainty and responsibility. Her pregnancy remains at the center of important discussions, and every conversation forces her to consider the future in new ways. Adam Newman's concerns about Billy Abbott continue creating tension, but Sally refuses to allow those doubts to dictate her decisions. She sees qualities in Billy that Adam either cannot or will not acknowledge, and she is determined to stand by her own judgment. Yet beneath her confidence lies the weight of knowing that the choices she makes now will affect more than just herself. The future she is building remains uncertain, and every relationship around her seems connected to competing expectations and conflicting opinions. As emotions intensify, Sally finds herself balancing hope, fear, loyalty, and determination all at once. Meanwhile, the mystery surrounding Matt Clark deepens into one of the most emotionally complex stories unfolding in Genoa City. Every new memory he recovers seems to create more confusion instead of clarity. Faces, places, and fragments of conversations surface unexpectedly, leaving him caught between two versions of himself. There is the man he once was and the man he appears to be now, and the gap between those identities grows increasingly difficult to understand. The recreated Shadow Room continues acting as a trigger for forgotten pieces of his past, drawing him closer to answers while simultaneously pushing him toward emotional turmoil. Friends and enemies alike are left questioning whether the man standing before them should be judged for actions he can no longer remember. As Matt struggles to reclaim his identity, the people around him must confront an uncomfortable question. Does a person deserve punishment for a past they no longer recognize, or should they be judged by the person they have become? That question lies at the center of the growing conflict between Victor Newman and Nick Newman. Father and son remain divided over Matt's future, and neither appears willing to back down. Victor sees the situation through the lens of history, consequences, and unfinished business, while Nick cannot ignore the humanity he sees in Matt's current condition. The tension between them grows sharper with every new development, creating another fracture within a family already burdened by countless disagreements. Their opposing viewpoints highlight the moral complexity of the situation, because there are no easy answers. Revenge once seemed straightforward, but amnesia has transformed certainty into doubt. As emotions continue building, the decision about Matt's fate threatens to become one of the most divisive issues facing the Newman family. Elsewhere, Lily Winters stands at the threshold of a future she never expected. Victor's decision to honor his promise and hand over Chancellor represents a turning point that could redefine her professional life. The achievement gives her something she has fought hard to earn, but it also forces her to make difficult choices about what comes next. Devon's continued criticism of Kane Ashby only strengthens Lily's desire to carve out her own path. Every negative comment pushes her further away from compromise and closer to independence. The possibility of keeping Chancellor separate from Winters begins to feel less like a temporary consideration and more like a genuine plan. In Lily's eyes, building something new with Kane may represent not only a business opportunity but also a chance to reclaim control over her future and prove that her choices belong to her alone. Yet no victory in Genoa City remains secure for long, and trouble quickly arrives in the form of Billy Abbott. Known for his willingness to take risks and pursue opportunities others overlook, Billy stumbles upon information that changes the entire landscape. The shocking discovery fuels his determination and sets him on a collision course with Lily's plans. Rather than standing on the sidelines, Billy begins positioning himself to seize Chancellor for his own purposes. The prospect of another corporate power struggle sends ripples throughout the business community as alliances are tested and ambitions rise to the surface. For Lily, the threat represents more than a business challenge. It is a direct threat to everything she has worked to achieve. As competing interests clash, Chancellor becomes the center of a battle where personal histories and professional ambitions become impossible to separate. At Genoa City Memorial Hospital, another chapter begins taking shape as Stephanie Simmons seriously considers stepping into the chief of staff role. The opportunity carries tremendous responsibility, but it also offers the chance to make a lasting impact. Encouraged by Nate Hastings, Stephanie begins envisioning herself in the position and the positive changes she could bring. At the same time, she remains convinced that Nate belongs in medicine and continues encouraging him to return to the field. Their conversations are filled with mutual respect and shared purpose, creating a partnership that could prove vital in the difficult days ahead. The hospital may soon need every capable doctor available, especially as Nikki's medical situation grows more alarming. What begins as a career opportunity for Stephanie may ultimately place her at the center of one of Genoa City's most urgent medical crises. While some residents focus on the future, Holden Novak and Audra Charles remain trapped by the shadows of their past. The reopening of the Shadow Room forces them to confront memories they have spent years trying to suppress. Every detail of the venue seems to stir recollections of the tragedy in Los Angeles where a single moment changed everything. The accidental death of the art dealer remains a wound that never fully healed, and the cover-up that followed only deepened the emotional scars. As they revisit those painful memories, both Holden and Audra are reminded of how far they were willing to go to protect one another. The conversation becomes uncomfortable, emotional, and unavoidable. Their shared history binds them together in ways neither can completely escape, and the reopening celebration threatens to expose emotional fractures that have remained hidden for years. And then there is Jack Abbott, whose determination to find Diane Jenkins Abbott continues driving one of Genoa City's most compelling mysteries. Refusing to surrender to uncertainty, Jack follows every lead his private investigator uncovers. New clues begin emerging from the darkness, each one offering a tantalizing possibility that Diane may still be found. Yet the deeper Jack digs, the more complicated the mystery becomes. The possibility that Patty Williams may somehow be connected introduces an entirely new layer of intrigue and danger. Questions multiply faster than answers, and every revelation seems to point toward secrets that have remained hidden for far too long. Still, Jack refuses to lose hope. Fueled by love, determination, and an unwavering belief that Diane is out there somewhere, he presses forward no matter the obstacles. As the next 2 weeks unfold, his search promises to uncover shocking truths that could change everything, setting the stage for emotional revelations and dramatic confrontations that will leave Genoa City forever altered.